Hi guys, welcome to Make 2 and episode 21 of our Let's Build a World in Maketopia. Here we are in Minecraft Pocket Edition, and dawn is dawning. Last week we made this cool sign and had a world overview, and this week we're heading down the main highway, past the police station, past the fire station, here we go, to this giant black building that's right opposite the beautiful serene park and the really nice white of the town hall, and we have this big black building. I'm going to start with the outside of this building. We are going to get a look at the inside too. This is a bit of a weird and special building. It's all in black, well, kind of this, almost black from netherbrick. I'm going to give you a little tour. Now, basically this was a box made of netherbrick, like almost a cube. And the interesting thing, the challenging thing about a build like this is how do you make something that's black look interesting to the eye? Now, first of all, one thing about building in netherbrick is it's really hard to see what you're doing unless you've got the brightness and contrast of your device turned up really high. So I basically had to stop building when the storm came. Now, the way to make it interesting is, as with other builds, just to add texture to the surface. So here you had what would have been a completely flat wall, but I added these, this time not just a little bit of ornamentation, but some really, really thick ornamentation with 2 blocks out, with these huge buttresses on each side, and that's what I'd say, fan out to the top. I think it creates a really cool effect. It really makes the building look taller because of these long lines, but also gives it some interest too. It's not just stripes, it's something else. The one at the front I'm less happy with. At the front you've got it again, it's a little bit harder to see at the front because you normally look at it face on, but from the side you can see there's still quite a lot of texture, and because I think I only did it 1 block out, it's actually quite hard to see. But then there's some towers at the top with a little bit of interest and some white of quartz just to pattern it off. Now, why is this building so black and creepy looking? Well, it's kind of spooky and it's kind of gothic, and as we take a look up at the roof, it's kind of got a whole lot of fire going on. So why has it got so much fire? Why does it look like a weird creepy castle? Well, in my head it's because it's on top of this really old cave system. It's a really deep, big cave system. There aren't many big ones that I've seen so far, but this one is huge. So long ago, many centuries ago perhaps, this building was built as some kind of evil place of worship for whatever was going on down in those caves. Who knows, maybe a zombie or evil spider temple. But it was a temple, but not anymore. It's now become nicer, and we're now going to take a look inside. You can see by the red carpet maybe what's going on, this nice gold around the door. It's actually been turned into a theatre, and I actually started when I was building it with the inside, and I'll tell you why. Well, 2 reasons. Let's go in first. We can go right into the front, go and sit right at the front, and you can see the stage here. This is where the people would come and act, or sing, whatever it is, or perform their dark magic. Now, why was this? One, I had a number of suggestions when we started on the city to build a theatre, and I thought it was a great idea because I could really easily see how you could build a theatre in Minecraft. You build the stage, and then you build your seats. So if you're on the stage performing, this is what you see. And you can look up all the way into the gallery, and then that's the roof up there with this really nice sort of lapis lazuli blocks and glass skylight. I think this is really cool. So I actually started, as I said, building the inside because I only had so much room and I wanted to make sure I'd have enough space for building both the stage and the seats. So I started right at the back. I built the stage, then I went to the seats and I just made sure I had enough space for everything I needed, and then I put the big black box around it. So here's our stage. There's a trapdoor because often things come out the trapdoor. There's some stairs down underneath, which, given it's such a compact space, I think that's where the dressing rooms and everything would be. You can see there is a little bit of light down there, and there are some stairs to get down there as well. Here we have the side curtains, and there's lights up there, and here we have the main red curtain that would come down at the end of a performance, and you can imagine all the rigging up there in the dark. But from the audience, you've got 3 rows on this side and a snake round, so you can get a good view of the stage from almost any angle. And then if you go upstairs, you get the gallery. Again, a little bit small, hasn't got any room for royal boxes, which I would have liked to have, but you know, I still think it's nice. You can still get a really good sense of the theatre, so I think it's just a really cool use of space, lots of different layers to it, and I really like the curtain. I think that's really cool. It's one of the reasons I want to build it, was to build a curtain. And for any of you who watch Stephen Colbert's The Late Show, he has a really fancy light or really fancy ceiling thing, and I want to try and do that too. I'm no Stephen Colbert, but you know, it's nice to dream. Now let's follow this corridor out, and now we get to this huge staircase that we saw from the outside. These two spiraling staircases just kind of flow out onto the main floor. You can see here we have a double high floor for the entranceway to our little theatre, and lots of red carpet, of course, because you know, red is a sign of cool things in media, like Hollywood carpets and such. There's a little gap here you can see on each side, and that's just where you get to the ladies and gents. So here's another look at the inside of our theatre as we make our way out to the outside. And here is the outside of our Gothic theatre. As I said, I built the inside first, then the outside, and then all the ornamentation. And, you know, for getting the look of this right, sort of the greebling effects on the building to make it look cool, when you're building your own, I mean, play around and experiment, and don't be afraid to rip up what you've already done. I think that's what I did several times for this. Still not 100% perfect, but I do think it has now a good sense of texture and space. It's a bit weird, it doesn't really fit in to the style of the rest of my town, but you know, we're coming up to Halloween, so I thought it was about time to have something a little bit creepy, a little bit spooky in Maketopia. As nighttime starts to forward, please enjoy the maroon spookiness of this cool theatre I built. I'd love to know what you think of it, and I'd love to know your ideas for what could be the origins of this weird building. What was going on in those caves underneath? Why did they start doing creepy things in this building? Please do let me know, I'd love to hear your ideas. Otherwise, stay tuned, because lots more Minecraft is on its way, and on its way soon. It may not be every week for a little bit while I make sure I have lots more builds for you, but I promise you there will be more Minecraft. Thanks for watching.